Welcome to Module 6 of the Health2Innovation program, Marketing in Healthcare. In the healthcare sector, product development is a complex and risky process involving multiple stages, from financing research and development, R&D, through to market launch and management of growth, maturity, and potentially, decline. In addition to these classic phases, marketing strategy, intellectual property management, and financing dynamics play a central role. This detailed course will explore each stage of the product life cycle in the healthcare sector, focusing on the integration of marketing concepts throughout the process. The healthcare sector is one of the most innovative, yet also one of the most expensive to develop. The innovation process can take more than 10 years and require several billion euros, particularly in the pharmaceutical and medical device sectors. The R&D phase is crucial to a product's future success. However, it is also the riskiest and most costly phase. It includes basic research, understanding the biological and pathophysiological mechanisms underlying a specific disease or medical problem. This can be financed by public subsidies, private investment, or donations from associations. Preclinical research, testing molecules or devices in the laboratory, often on animals, to assess their safety and efficacy before moving on to human trials. Clinical trials. This process is divided into three major phases, phases 1, 2 and 3, and aims to test the safety, efficacy and dosage of the drug or medical device. Clinical trials are costly and largely financed by private companies or public-private partnerships. Marketing plays a crucial role from the earliest stages of research. Competitive intelligence and the targeting of patients and prescribers are actions that need to be anticipated at an early stage. The following aspects need to be integrated into the strategy. Market research. Understand the unmet medical need and identify the size of the potential market. Customer segmentation. Identify target patient segments, hospitals, and healthcare systems that could adopt the product. Scientific communication. As early as the development phase, it is essential to prepare scientific communication for publications, conferences, and initial contacts with customers, end users. SWOT analysis is essential to product life cycle management in the healthcare sector. It includes strengths, internal qualities of the product, efficacy, innovation, safety, or the company, reputation, R&D expertise. For example, a new drug with a solid patent and strong scientific backing. Weaknesses, limitations, such as significant side effects, high manufacturing costs, or limited distribution. Opportunities, favorable external elements, such as market trends, favorable reimbursement policies, or rapid adoption by healthcare professionals. Threats, competition, generics, new devices, complex regulations, or changing patient expectations. Having explored the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats influencing our project, let's now broaden our perspective by analyzing the macroeconomic environment through the prism of the PESTLE model. PESTLE analysis identifies the external factors that can influence the life cycle of a healthcare product. Political. Strict regulation. Health authorities, such as the FDA or the EMA, play a central role in regulating healthcare products. Reimbursement policies. The level of reimbursement by public or private healthcare systems often determines the commercial success of a product. Economics. Access to financing. The cost of capital, subsidies and investment opportunities are crucial to the viability of healthcare projects. Price pressure. Budgetary constraints on healthcare systems and policies aimed at reducing healthcare expenditure. Socio-cultural. An aging population. This represents an opportunity for healthcare products targeting chronic diseases or geriatric care. Changing patient expectations. Patients are increasingly informed and demanding personalized products and integrated care. Technological. Advances in biotechnology. The rise of gene therapies, connected devices and artificial intelligence is changing the way healthcare products are developed and marketed. Environmental sustainability. Sustainability requirements affect the production chain and medical waste management. Public health. Global epidemics like COVID-19 can rapidly transform the landscape of medical needs. Legal. Patents. The duration and validity of patents are critical to product profitability. Actions such as evergreening can extend the duration of protection. Litigation and class actions. Companies must also be prepared to manage litigation and product liability. Financing a healthcare product, from the R&D phase through to market launch, is a complex and costly process that requires the involvement of a variety of sources. Each stage, from basic research to clinical trials and regulatory testing, involves major investments and high risks. There are different types of financing. Public financing. In some countries, particularly in Europe, governments finance a significant proportion of R&D with public funds raised through taxation. This often applies to research of general interest, such as that into rare diseases or fields with a high impact on public health. This funding reduces the financial risk for researchers and companies, facilitating innovation. Private investment. Private companies, including pharmaceutical firms and specialist investment funds, are key players in R&D funding, particularly in the biotech and healthcare startup sectors. These investments are made at various stages, from initial product development to clinical trials. Technology giants, with their healthcare divisions, are also diversifying into this field, contributing substantial funds. Strategic partnerships. Healthcare companies often collaborate with other players in the sector, such as medical device manufacturers, pharmaceutical companies and hospitals. These partnerships not only enable costs to be shared, but also provide access to specific skills and accelerate product development, while facilitating access to international markets. Mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions are another financing strategy. Large companies often acquire startups or innovative companies to strengthen their product portfolio and improve their competitiveness. These transactions accelerate the development and marketing of new treatments or devices. Call for tenders. Listed companies, particularly in the healthcare sector, can raise funds to finance R&D or the commercial expansion of their products by issuing shares or bonds. This strategy makes it possible to raise capital to support the final phases of development before marketing. Insurance contribution. In Bismarck-type healthcare systems, which are based on insurance contributions, part of these funds can be channeled into financing research. This particularly concerns projects aimed at improving the quality of care, with a direct impact on the efficiency of healthcare systems. Associative mobilization. Associations and foundations also play a key role in raising funds from the general public to finance targeted research projects, often linked to specific diseases or technological innovations. This funding makes it possible to support projects that would not necessarily benefit from the attention of traditional investors. Individual investors. Individuals can get involved throughout the life cycle of a healthcare product, notably via crowdfunding platforms. These contributions fund not only the early stages of R&D, but also innovation and commercialization, giving individuals the opportunity to directly support promising innovations. This mix of public and private funding, as well as the mobilization of associations and individuals, is essential to transforming an innovative idea into a viable, market-accessible healthcare product. Healthcare product development follows a structured financing timeline, where each phase involves specific investors and key objectives. Let's explore these stages together, from initial research through strategic fundraising to commercialization. The development of a healthcare product is a long and costly process, requiring several phases of financing, each characterized by specific needs. These phases involve different investors, who may return at several key points in the cycle. Here is a clear and distinct chronology of the main financing stages. Please note, in this section, the durations of the phases are given as a rough guide. It is obviously possible to go faster or slower in your development. Pre-development, pre-seed at the seed. Duration, 1 to 2 years. Objective, validate the idea and develop an initial prototype. Product development, seed the Series A. Duration, 1 to 3 years. Objective, refine the prototype, validate clinical feasibility, and initiate market strategy. Clinical and regulatory validation phase, Series A or Series B. Duration, 1 to 4 years. Objective, to conduct the clinical trials required to obtain marketing authorization, MA. Industrialization and technology transfer, Series B. Duration, 1 to 3 years. Objective, prepare for large-scale production and validate industrial processes. Marketing and launch, Series C or D and IPO. Duration, 1 to 2 years. Objective, launch the product on the market, establish the reimbursement strategy, and internationalize the offering. The financing cycle for a healthcare product is iterative, involving several phases, in which different types of investors often intervene several times, each at strategic moments. Careful management of financing at each stage helps to transform an innovation into a viable product that can be marketed worldwide. Understanding the stages of a product's life cycle is crucial for anticipating funding needs, adapting marketing strategies, and managing competition. It also allows for quick reactions to obsolescence or product decline by introducing improvements or new products. By understanding each phase, a company can optimize resources, adjust operations, and extend the product's life, thus maximizing its success in the market. There are 4 major phases in the life cycle of a healthcare product: launch, growth, maturity, and decline. Launch. Objective, introduce the product to the market. This may involve raising awareness of a new medical solution, or convincing prescribers and hospitals to use it. Investments. Production costs are still high, revenues low. Strategies for reimbursement or coverage by healthcare systems need to be activated. It is crucial to obtain regulatory approval and initial insurance coverage. Marketing strategy. Scientific marketing, promoting clinical studies demonstrating efficacy and safety. Medical education, organizing conferences and training courses for healthcare professionals. Market access, working with the authorities to obtain the first approvals and include the product in the lists of reimbursed drugs or devices. Growth. Objective, increase sales and market share. Product begins to generate significant revenues. Investments, reinforce production capacity and marketing efforts. New sources of financing can be sought for geographic expansion. Marketing strategy. Sales multiplication, recruit sales forces to promote the product to specifiers. Strategic partnerships, develop partnerships with laboratories, hospitals or governments to expand distribution. Information campaigns, raising patient awareness through advertising and medical education campaigns. Maturity. Objective, maximize profits and defend market position against the competition. Marketing strategy. Product differentiation, propose product improvements, e.g. new formulations, advanced devices, to maintain interest. Pricing optimization, adjusting prices to remain competitive while maximizing margins. Evergreening, extending product life by exploiting secondary patents, obtaining new indications, or reformulating the product. Decline. Objective, manage sales reductions, often due to the arrival of generic products or new innovations. Marketing strategy. Cost optimization, reduce production and marketing costs while maximizing residual profitability. Transition to generics. Prepare for the end of the patent and consider partnerships with generic manufacturers. End of cycle. Anticipate new product launches and capitalize on the company's reputation to introduce new innovations. Once a healthcare product has been developed and is ready for the market, financing must be adapted to cover its entire life cycle. This includes production, distribution, marketing, as well as managing the risks and liabilities associated with the product throughout its time on the market. Although the product begins to generate revenues, it is essential to recoup initial investments and raise additional funds to ensure its ongoing development, updating and geographic expansion. Sales revenue, direct revenues generated by product sales. After launch and market introduction, initial revenues can be reinvested to intensify marketing efforts, increase production capacity, and improve distribution processes. Patient contribution, direct payments such as co-payments, deductibles or co-payments. As the product becomes more accessible, patients participate in financing via direct payments into healthcare systems. This allows costs to be shared between users and public or private systems. Private insurance, complementary private insurance coverage. When products are available, private insurers cover part of the costs not covered by public systems, optimizing patient access while contributing to product profitability. Individual commitment, individual investments, or via crowdfunding platforms. Individuals can get involved at any time to finance new phases in the life cycle, including innovation, marketing, or expansion of the healthcare product. The life cycle of a healthcare product extends over several phases, requiring different sources of financing, adapted to each stage, from initial investment in R&D through to the product's maturity on the market. Once a healthcare product is developed and ready for the market, financing must be adapted to cover its life cycle. This includes production, distribution, marketing and post-marketing risk management. At this stage, the product begins to generate revenues, but initial investments need to be recouped, and additional funds are required to support its life on the market. Monetization strategies for healthcare products, B2B, B2C and hybrid models. The concept of a business model is a strategic tool that describes how a company creates, delivers, and captures value. A well-defined business model is crucial for the successful launch of a health product. It helps understand the needs of customers, patients, healthcare professionals, insurers, offer a clear value proposition, and optimize distribution channels, pharmacies, hospitals, online platforms. It also aids in establishing trusting relationships with customers, diversifying revenue streams, and efficiently managing sector-specific resources. Strategic partnerships and cost control are also essential to strengthen the business model and secure the product launch. In summary, a good business model structures the approach, optimizes resources, and maximizes the chances of market success. In other words, it is a simplified representation of how a company operates and generates revenue. Its most well-known representation is the business model canvas, developed by Alexander Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur, Business Model Generation, which allows for the structuring and visualization of the 9 key elements on a single page. 1. Customer segments, the different groups of customers the company targets. 2. Value proposition, the products and services that create value for the customer segments. 3. Channels, the means by which the company reaches its customers to deliver the value proposition. 4. Customer relationships, the types of relationships the company establishes with its customer segments. 5. Revenue streams, the ways in which the company generates revenue from its customer segments. 6. Key resources, the most important assets required to make the business model work. 7. Key activities, the most important actions the company must take to operate its business model. 8. Key partnerships, the networks of suppliers and partners that support the business model. 9. Cost structure, the most significant costs associated with operating the business model. Thus, we distinguish two main economic models: commercial exchanges conducted with another business, known as business-to-business, or B2B, and commercial exchanges conducted with individual consumers, known as business-to-consumer, or B2C. The business-to-business model concerns commercial relationships between the company developing the healthcare product and other companies or organizations, such as hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, and insurance companies. It's a model frequently used in the healthcare sector, as many medical products and technologies are sold directly to healthcare providers rather than to patients. B2B monetization strategies. Contracts with hospitals and clinics. The company can establish contractual agreements with healthcare establishments to supply them with medical devices, drugs or technologies on an ongoing basis. These contracts guarantee stable revenues. Wholesale sales and partnerships with distributors. A product can be sold on a large scale to distributors who then supply to pharmacies, laboratories, or hospitals. This type of model enables us to reach a large number of end customers without having to manage distribution directly. Subscription-based services. For technology products, such as medical records management software, companies can offer annual or monthly subscriptions to hospitals, guaranteeing a recurring revenue stream. This is a particularly effective monetization model for digital solutions and healthcare technologies. Marketing lessons. Relationship marketing. In B2B, building strong, lasting relationships with decision-makers in hospitals and healthcare centers is essential. It's important to integrate marketing actions, such as participation in trade shows or product demonstrations. Complex sales. The sales cycle is longer than in B2C, requiring dedicated teams to negotiate contracts and adapt the offer to the specific needs of each institution. Example: Doctolib, a leading European company, is revolutionizing the management of medical appointments and teleconsultations. With an innovative approach, it simplifies the daily lives of healthcare professionals and improves access to care for millions of patients. Doctolib adopts a subscription-based business model. Healthcare professionals subscribe to a service that enables them to manage their appointments, track their patients, and offer remote consultations. The company also offers integration solutions with patient record management and billing software, making its service even more indispensable. By collaborating with hospitals and clinics, Doctolib optimizes management systems and improves administrative efficiency, facilitating access to healthcare for all. Doctolib enables healthcare professionals to optimize their planning, reduce absenteeism, and increase the profitability of their business. Patients benefit from a seamless experience thanks to automatic reminders and the ability to consult remotely, guaranteeing fast, efficient care. Doctolib embodies a high-performance B2B strategy in the e-health sector, meeting the expectations of professionals while generating recurring revenues. A true revolution in healthcare. The business-to-consumer model directly targets the end consumer, whether the patient or other users such as individual healthcare professionals. In this model, the company seeks to reach individual consumers via direct or digital distribution channels. Direct-to-consumer sales. In this model, healthcare products, dietary supplements, medical devices such as blood pressure monitors, are sold directly to consumers via online platforms, pharmacies, or healthcare apps. Freemium or subscription model. For healthcare technologies such as mobile applications, health monitoring, health coaching, a freemium strategy means offering part of the services for free, while offering advanced features via premium subscription. Reimbursement. In the B2C model, integrating an insurance reimbursement strategy is often crucial. Health products reimbursed by Social Security or private insurance are more accessible and therefore more likely to be adopted by a wide audience. Example: Livy, an innovative company, is transforming access to healthcare by offering a teleconsultation platform accessible to all. Its flexible model enables patients to consult a doctor in just a few clicks, wherever they are. Livy offers several options to make healthcare more accessible. A pay-per-session model, where patients pay a fixed amount per consultation, with no commitment. Monthly subscriptions offering unlimited access, at a preferential rate, encouraging regular care. Partnerships with health insurers, enabling patients to benefit from reduced or even free consultations, depending on their coverage. Livy improves access to care by enabling patients to consult a doctor without having to travel, an ideal solution for those who find it difficult to get to a doctor's surgery. No more journeys or queues. Livy optimizes patients' and doctors' time, guaranteeing fast, efficient treatment. Livy exemplifies an effective B2C monetization strategy, combining paid consultations, subscription options and partnerships with insurers to maximize access and patient satisfaction. In some cases, a healthcare product is monetized both B2B and B2C. This is typically the case for medical devices or healthcare software, which are sold to healthcare institutions, B2B, but also to patients, or individual practitioners, B2C. B2B2C model. A manufacturer may sell its devices to a hospital, which then uses them to treat patients. However, the hospital could also offer the device for rental, or direct sale to patients on discharge, example, home monitoring devices. Partnering with insurers. A company can use a hybrid model in which it sells its products or services via health insurers, who in turn offer them to their customers, patients. This enables broader coverage and easier access for end users, while ensuring revenue for the company via long-term contracts. Example, Blord. Blord, an innovative European platform, redefines corporate health management. By connecting employers and employees to prevention and wellness programs, Blord promotes a healthier, more productive work environment. Blord is based on a hybrid monetization model, combining several axes. Corporate partnerships. Companies subscribe to the platform to offer their employees prevention, stress management, and wellness enhancement services. Individual access. Employees can directly use health tracking tools, educational resources and personalized programs, reinforcing their commitment to their own health. Data analysis and reporting. Blord provides companies with reports analyzing health trends, enabling them to adapt their initiatives and improve employee well-being. Blord contributes to improving employee health by providing tools and resources to encourage healthy behaviors and disease prevention. Investing in employee health enables companies to reduce absenteeism-related costs and improve overall productivity, benefiting both employees and the organization. Blord demonstrates how a B2B2C strategy can effectively connect businesses and consumers while promoting health and well-being in the workplace.